everyone. I am back again. I have a good show for you this evening. Today, my topic is I Got You, Sis. Where I am going with that. So, this is the month of celebrating women, but we need to do this more than just the month of March. This is something that we as women need to do as an ongoing thing. We need to be that support system for each other, that shoulder. We need to encourage one another, push each other to do our best, check in, and just love on one another. We need to stop the envy, the jealousy, and the competition, and just create a village of women sticking together, supporting one another, uplifting and empowering one another. I have my guest joining me this evening, Letitia. Welcome to the platform.
Hi.
And of course, my co-host, podcast list, podcast lid, I'm sorry, Boom, is back with us again this evening.
Hello, hello.
My co-host, Tanza, she'll be joining us shortly. So yeah, yes, this is what we women need to come together and start doing more. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's a true statement, but I think you also, I guess it's several ways to look at it. We do need to pull together and be honest and trustworthy with each other. That's how you move forward. But you also have to be open to constructive feedback. Like, I don't believe in constructive criticism. I don't think it's a constructive way to criticize anybody, but I can give you constructive feedback. And I think the problem comes with the delivery and how it's received. So I could be trying to help you, but if your walls are up, you may only hear offense versus like this is legit trying to help you. And sometimes it's hard to just differentiate when somebody's speaking through hurt because it sounds so whatever when it's just a cry for help, you know?
Yes. You have anything you would like to share, Boom?
I don't know. I think that we do need to start uplifting our women a little bit more. Sometimes it's definitely like she said, we some need to be accepted to constructive criticism. I did see like a little video like where it was like this church guy and a rapper. They was having a conversation and they broke it down, not to just pinpoint because I know all women not the same. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand that. But they did break down where basically like the rapper was basically like, if I see a woman in a certain outfit or something, or every time I pull up her page or something like that, and I see her dancing, I'm automatically gonna assume she a hoe. But if I try her like she a hoe, then I might be a disrespectful guy. Like, but this is the way that you portray your image. So I think that, like she said, we got to be aware of constructive criticism. Now, I can't criticize the males as well, but I believe that we're talking about women at this point. So I know that we all not, you know what I'm saying, everybody not perfect or whatever, but I definitely think that we do need to start uplifting our women a little bit more, and they definitely need to be acceptive to criticism because if you criticizing a person because you don't want them to grow, then that's wrong. But if you're criticizing the person as far as like, come on, man, why are you doing that? You shouldn't be doing this. You should try
And
this.
see, I don't think that's criticism. I
You know?
honestly don't see you saying you shouldn't be dressing like this and expect to get because I mean, how we know a prostitute besides unless you actively go into what she do based off what she wears. So if you wore some baggy pants down the street and you just walking minding your business, nobody gonna assume nothing because you just casually going home. But if you want a corner and every last one of y'all titties hanging out, we assuming y'all doing whatever. You have the right to dress and look however you want to look. That's your right. But also understand what it is that you're projecting. Because I can be sexy with a whole lot of clothes on. So what's the intent? It's like he said, what is the intent behind the verbiage? I think one of the people on the thing was like, you gotta let the walls down in order to heal. And that's the thing. I think people are afraid of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have a nasty attitude, sis? Because somebody need to tell you that yelling and screaming because you don't feel heard is not the correct way to respond when somebody's trying to constructively help you grow. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta prune the hedges if you want the tree to look like it's supposed to.
Hey man, you gotta
Exactly.
pick the weeds if you want your stuff to grow too. You can't
Thank
just have,
you.
I'm
Thank
saying, you can't
you.
just have roses with a whole bunch of weeds around them because the weeds
It
gonna
don't
grow on the
look right.
roses, gonna kill them. But yeah, we all got to be accustomed to, I would say, what's it called,
Constructive
constructive
feedback,
criticism.
constructive
Constructive
feedback.
criticism. Constructive
Yeah,
criticism only makes you better as a person. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody can give you that constructive criticism, don't look at it as it's being judgmental or this person is hating on you or jealous of you. Take it and run with it and do better. So
And
I have
also,
a comment. Gotta let those walls down to be healed, and that was from Ismail. Okay.
you got to let the walls down. Like, we can't automatically assume that somebody's always trying to criticize you or trying to be mean because of what they said. Most of that stems from whatever you've been conditioned to in your childhood. So if every woman in your childhood communicates through yelling, that's exactly what you're gonna do. If every woman in your childhood seemed like they had to do it by themselves because they ain't have no good men out there trying to help them, and now you acting just like they're acting, but you happen to have a good man, but you can't see it because you keep seeing it through the eyes of what you've been conditioned to. It ain't the man fault, sis. It's your fault. Like, stop trying to
Exactly.
correct his behavior before you correct your own behavior, because people only do what you tolerate.
hey, they only gonna take you as far as you let them take you, for sure.
Shout out to Rhonda and Belinda. And then here's another comment. This is from Amanda Shannon. Analyze, optimize, and repeat.
Yeah. You got to analyze it. Like, you got to realize what is it that they're really saying. And again, also how you deliver it. Like, you can't correct somebody if you're trying to prove a point, right? When you like, I told you this anyway. Well, if that's how you brought it to me, then I'm gonna give it back to you the way you gave it to me. So yeah, I could be trying to help you, but if my attitude bad, ain't nobody trying to hear you, that you rolling your neck and all this other kind of stuff. And if you just do what I said, that's not how this works. That's not how we communicate
Yeah.
as sisters to uplift each other. Sometimes trying to embarrass somebody in front of a lot of people is not the choice. Maybe
No.
pick that sister aside and say, hey, let me take you out to lunch. Let me take you out to dinner. Let's do this on some classy stuff so I can take you out of the hostile environment that you're used to, and we're gonna sit somewhere else and we're gonna verbally communicate, because surroundings affect people a lot.
Because they feel like you're talking to them, maybe trying to embarrass them or
Yeah,
whatever.
and that to me is never a good way to do it anyways. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk to somebody and tell them like, look, sis, I think the best way is to take them to the side and talk to them
Mhm.
and just say, look, I noticed this or I noticed, you know what I'm saying? That's always the best. So Kayla Green, I know what FYI means, but I'm not sure what VYN. I'm not too good with the
Me either.
I be that
With the little
fast.
acronyms.
You
Yeah.
can elaborate on that for me, please? Then I have another comment from Amanda Shannon. In order to heal, you have to reprogram your way of thinking. Yes, that is true.
That's mindset. That's all that is. Mindset is basically characteristics of who you are. And so in order for me to heal, I had to deal with stuff that I had been conditioned to. You know, my father was abusive, my auntie was abusive. I grew up in that pattern. And in order for me to heal, I had to not look at it like this is the norm. That's not normal. That's dysfunction. That's abnormal behavior. I want to be functional. I want to operate in my purpose. So, how do I do that? I have to heal me first. I can't correct you if I'm a hot mess. It don't work like that. Like, because people literally, you have people try to correct you, and you looking at them like, now you know your life is not together. You know, it's
How
like,
you gonna try
what
to
are you
tell me about a woman? You can't even keep
thank you?
yours.
Like, how you gonna tell me not to smoke and you got cigarettes in your mouth? And it's just like, yeah, but that's mindset. What the young lady had said earlier, that's mindset. The only way that you're gonna heal is that you have to acknowledge you have to acknowledge, accept it, embrace it, and evolve from it. Acknowledge that you're wounded, because hurt turns into anger, anger turns into hate. It's a whole vicious cycle. So you
Yeah.
keep saying nobody's there for you. Like a lot of times, a lot of single mothers always talking about ain't nobody helping me do nothing, but you getting public assistance. The whole community is helping you because we all pay taxes. And
Yeah.
then you're mad because your grandma saying, well, maybe you shouldn't have no more kids. I wait a minute. If you can't afford to take care of them, because technically the government is, that means we are, then why are you mad because somebody's saying maybe you shouldn't keep having them? Or maybe you should get your tubes tied. But of course, that's even deeper than just getting your tubes tied and not having kids, because some people like to have babies because that's that one unconditional love that nobody can replace. Like when I had my son, that was unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? And his father, my husband, was there, but it was something about the way a baby look at you, you know, as a mom, and they need you and everything that they need, the food and everything. It has to come from me. So you have to look at why are they doing the things that they're doing, so you can
We still gotta have common sense though.
yeah, yeah, and some things are not common sense. I know we say it all the time, but
Yeah.
it's not. Like things that we think we should know, that people should know, and you're looking like,
You
but
can't
you know
always
why?
assume that
Yeah,
the thing that you might think is the simplest thing, you think that this person might have that common sense to think that you can't always assume.
yep, yep. Yep. You have to learn how to meet people where they're at. And it gets as a life coach, I can say for myself, it gets aggravating. It used to get aggravating until I realized that that was me at one point. You know, people trying to tell me certain things and I couldn't hear it. You can't hear through hurt. I don't care what nobody say. It's hard to hear when there's hurt, when there's anger, when there's confusion, when there's doubt, when there's frustration. It's hard to receive what's going to heal you when you've been conditioned to what's breaking you. So, like the girl that's in an abusive relationship, it's hard to hear the healing if you're in a torment, if you're in a trauma constantly. That's one of those walls you have to break slowly, because like my mom, so I don't mind talking. My father was very abusive to my mother. And yes, she tried to get out, and yes, she wanted to leave. But imagine the person that you love is also the person that's violating you, that's hurting you, that's wounding you. And so now you're just kind of stuck with trying to figure out what makes what makes it work, you know, heal before you have children, because you will pass down generational curses.
Like too, man. You might just be sitting there used to getting whooped or getting beat on, and your daughter see it, or you know what I'm saying. They just keep on letting it go down, man. Like I said, we only gonna let people take us as far as we allow them to take us. Sometimes we dig ourselves too deep. Sometimes people they give us they give us a preview of themselves that you could possibly see in the future, or they give us some fake shit. You know what I'm saying? To where we think that this is who you are, and it's really not who you are. You know, man. So it's tough. And when you dig yourself that deep into a relationship or dealing with the person, especially and I can't speak for a woman, but from what I've seen, my sisters and the women I've been with, man, I see that y'all go through a lot. Y'all very strong because y'all have to go through a lot. I mean, it's probably just dangerous walking outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, like you can go there with that, but um, it's still in so like it has to be like some type of strength. I guess a strength system for y'all in order for you know us to really push it. I don't know how. Like, look, when we talking about uplifting and being more uplifting to each other. I think that it has to be like a strength in your community in order for it to be pushed. Because independence, I don't think means strength. I just think it means that you have a knowledge to know how to do something. I know how to pay my bills. That don't mean you strong. I know how to go to work. I don't think that means you strong because you're paying your bills or I think that a real mental strength is like where if a person play you or make you feel some type of way, I feel like y'all let y'all emotions go somewhere where y'all don't have to let them go. Because at the end of the day, the person probably wasn't even worth it that y'all tripping about. And it take y'all like maybe 2-3 weeks because y'all love so hard to get over something that y'all should have already been over while y'all was dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? Because as men, we don't our emotions is more like Shit, fuck it, I'll find another female. We be hurt, especially if we find out somebody else touched our woman. Oh my God, we be hurt. I don't give a fuck. Like, no nigga talking about we be hurt. We might not be in the corner crying, but we be hurt. So y'all y'all do it differently. Y'all eat your ice cream, talk to your friends. Y'all might not talk to a man for 6 months, and then y'all might go on the host stroll for a whole 6 months after that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Listen, I said might. But what I'm saying is y'all stronger. Like, man, y'all the reason that us men really get up and go do whatever we do. Like, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, like, y'all really the reason. Like, we don't get up and go do it for no other man unless they swing that way. But 9 times out of 10, and from birth, we get up and go do what we got to do for y'all. Period. We can say, oh, I don't love no woman. I don't love. Bro, you getting them fresh shoes for her to see you, not for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what nobody feel. I don't want no woman. No, bro, you're doing this for a woman, bro. Let's just be real. Come on, man. So I think that y'all got to get the strength to understand that. Well, I mean, we all know the power that you guys have, but I think a lot of people take that sexually. I'm talking about mentally and all that, because can't no man really function out here in this world without a woman, man. I don't give a fuck. It's just not possible. You got to have somebody to hold, somebody to talk to, somebody to rub your head, somebody to give you that caring. So y'all got the strength. Y'all got to know this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't need the clothes for this. Y'all don't need to wear this, that, and the other. So, yes, y'all do got to start uplifting each other a little bit more, man, and letting each other know we got the power. They going to listen. I might be skipping a little bit.
I'm gonna
like that. All you said was you have to know your worth. Like, if men said what you said, just what you just said, it gives insight to women to realize that what you just said is that women are worth it. Like, you saying, I don't get up to get fly and do what I need to do for another dude unless you swing that way. You're getting up for a woman. So if your man getting up and he grinding, you got to know your worth. So as a woman, you just basically said, do y'all know how valuable you are to us as men? Do you understand that we get up for you? We are really, literally, men are providers. That's what they do. But when you establish your position as a woman, then you know how to cater to that. Like, me being submissive to my husband don't make me weak. That means I've yielded to his covering. That means I've yielded to who he is. I am in his help meet. I meet him at his need. When you understand your strength, your value, that you can say one thing and he might have been down, but you was like, babe, don't even worry about it. We got this. And now he feeling some type of way. It's like, oh, you know, and it's like, all you did was have words. All you did was let him know that he was there, that you were there, that you could rub his feet, that you could rub his head. You know, that you can lean on me. When you understand your
lift
strength,
that mountain now, man. I can't lift that mountain. I ain't think I can do it. She just made me. I can't go lift that mountain. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I can't do it now, for sure.
All right,
you did though. You just said it.
Touch on a couple of comments. Let's see here. Okay, because there's blockage. Amanda says. She also says the preview wasn't them, and then Belinda says,
It went out, so I can't hear.
Yeah, your mic gone.
There you go. I hear him, but I don't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you too. I just can't hear her. I think her mic is gone. Uh-oh. Nope.
Yeah, I think her mic gone.
Yeah, Ms.Londa, we can't hear you.
And it was getting good too.
It was getting good too. I definitely wanted to hear what she said about the last comment.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
A little bit. There we go. I think I can hear you good now.
Can you hear us? I don't think she can hear us.
What about now?
Perfect.
Okay. So nobody heard the comment?
The last comment, no, the negativity comment?
Miss Belinda says, I don't listen to negative people. I walk away and laugh and still be happy. And then Stacy says, yes, he's right. Men and women do love different. Amanda says she should have joined this one. Belinda says he's funny. You boom. And okay, yeah, we got the sound together. Sorry. Okay, so the other thing that I was saying that I wanted to touch on was we as women getting to know each other and understanding each other, and not being so quick to judge and say, oh, she thinks she's better because of she might do something this way. If you don't understand why a person does something a certain way, try to find out. Don't assume that it's because she thinks she's better than the next woman or the next person.
Yeah.
Right. She might just be accustomed to something, right? She might just be accustomed of her way.
Yep.
That's all she knows.
In addition to that, that's all she knows. We should also read, whenever you get a chance, to read this book called The Willy Lynch Letter. And every time I hear like the angry black woman or the man ain't doing nothing, I think about the Willy Lynch Letter. And there's a part in it, they compare breaking the black person to breaking in a horse. And so what they did was they put the man, they literally say the strongest nigga male. So the strongest one you have, tie him in between 4 horses and rip him in half. And then do it in front of the villages. So imagine how many of our black men we see get shot down. We get all this stuff done the wrong way to them. Then they say take the strongest nigga male and beat him to death. Because what you're doing is you're gonna teach the nigga female to raise her child mentally weak but physically strong. Amen. And so she'll stand guard, so master don't have to stand guard no more. So women feel this obligation without understanding, and I forget it every time. It's a scientific term that we always have to be standing guard. We always got to be on point. We always got to be the one that provide, but not understanding that this is what master wanted. He wanted it because in the book he literally says, once you do that, you can feed her out of your hand and she'll produce the children basically how you want her to do it. So all the women that a lot of times that I hear them like, I got to do this on my own, take that out your vocabulary. You don't have to do it on your own. You're choosing to do it on your own. You're choosing to just live like, you don't have to live like that. There are classes out there you can take. There is coaching out there. What you need help with. So first of all, start with pride. And stop thinking negative every time somebody says something. Like they offer you something and you automatically think it's negative. And I get it. That's because you've been through something. But how can I help you if you refuse to help?
That's a fact.
Gotta stop looking at putting everybody in the same basket and looking at everybody as the same person or people that may have wronged you in the past and move forward.
And just touch on the Willy Lynch. Go ahead.
No, I'll let you speak and then I'll go.
Okay, just to touch on the Willy Lynch letter when you were speaking about how they did this, even with that, like, you know, with the women understanding their power, like, man, like a lot of times I know y'all went through the rape situation and things like that, but because listen, I can't say nobody went through nothing who went through what worse. Like, you know, kid walking home from school, see his dad hanging with his stuff cut off, or walk in the house and see his mom getting raped and nobody saying nothing or any of that. Like, so I don't know who went through what worse. But what I will say is that a lot of times when we out there getting whipped or beat or getting cut, I mean, and we can compare this to working, but a lot of times when we out there getting beat, you know, we come home and the woman is rubbing our wounds. The woman is, you know, healing us the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? The woman is doing with the powers that she have, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She keeping us up there. And I think a lot of us, man, we just forget that, or we don't look at those things of how we even got here. Like, we don't have to rub the whips no more, but you still can rub my tears. Like, you know what I'm saying? They may not be physical tears or tears that you can see, but you know, like, you know, and at the end of the day, you should know your power. So I always felt women had the power. Honestly, I always felt like women had the power to change the whole hood. Like, if women just locked it up, we would be out here like, what the fuck? Like, what you want me to do? Like, do you want me to fix my grandma's window? What you want me to do? Like, unless we swing the other way, you know what I'm saying? We would be out here fixing banisters, building houses, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, I think women got the power, man. I do. Just lock it up.
So it's like basically what you're saying is that we as women should understand our worth And I think that's the part that a lot of Black women don't get. We don't get the soft-spoken side of it. Like, sis, you worthy. I see you taking your kids to school. I see you trying to support your man. I see you helping mama and them do all the stuff that they did. And I saw your mama do it and her mama do it. And sis, understand you not out here by yourself, because while you doing the same thing, your friend across the street was in the same predicament you was in, if not worse. So sis, don't be embarrassed of the torment that you went through, but prideful that you made it out. Be congratulatory that, you know what, I'm not going to do to my kids what my mama or my relative may have done to me. My verbiage is going to soften out. No parent should be cussing a kid out to sit down, because then you repeat the cycle over and over again. Sis, you don't have to talk to your kids like that. But if any one of y'all walk up to somebody and say, hey, you don't have to talk to your kid like that, you going to get cussed out because you don't tell me how to talk to my kids. Well, see, that's the problem. I'm trying to help you understand better that there's a better way to do it, because all we're doing is passing down abuse from one generation to the next. So I get real finicky when people say generational curses. Sometimes I think it's just generational silence. You break the silence, you break the curse. It keep going on because you ain't say nothing. And the mama before you didn't say nothing. And your mama before you, she didn't say nothing because she felt like she had to keep it. You don't have to keep the hurt. You got the right to cry.
Don't be embarrassed.
Yeah, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. You got the right to cry. You got the right to rest. You got the right to say, I have had enough. I want to walk away. Because you're not going to be any good to your man. You're not going to be any good to your kids if you're broken. Because all you do when stuff break, it shatters. And anybody in its proximity is going to get cut. Trying to sweep it up maybe, or don't even know that it's down there. You can't be of justice to anybody broken. You need to be healed. But in order for that to happen, you got to soften some stuff up and say,
and real quick, to speak on the parent situation that you were speaking on, as far as the parents and passing it down, I'll say this. I think that people can change if the parent was different than what you expect to be, because yes, it's traditionally, and yes, I'm used to seeing it, but like with my parents, like I ain't have my dad and I didn't have my mom. Like, it's a fact. I love my mom to death. I really don't mess with my dad or whatever. Me and my mom good now, but I didn't have neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? And so honestly, I probably should be like a deadbeat, not caring. But I think what ends up happening is, because I didn't have neither one of them, I didn't want my kids to be the same. You see what I'm saying? Like you was just saying earlier. So it was like, okay, well, I'm not about to let everybody talk about me the same way they talk about my dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not about to be having my name out here. Oh, he don't take care of his kids. He don't do for his kids. That was the first thing. But then we go back to the unconditional love, because now I got kids. I'm like, hold on. I can love this because this is mine. And not only that, this going to love me regardless of what I got on, what I wear, and any of that. So now my kids love me. So now I really got some. So now I really want to be for my kids. And I never understood how people didn't even want to, like, be better for their kids or show their kids a better way than what they seen. It was always like, oh, I did this. My mama said this to me, so I'm going to do this. Like, I never understood that, like, unless it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, kid gets sick, I'm going to throw him some rubber tests, and my mama used to do it. Okay, that's one thing. But, like, I ain't spending no time with you or nothing because my mama didn't spend time with me. Like, I don't think that's, like, a good enough excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's your perspective, though. Like, you know how 3 kids can be in the house, right? And then it's one kid that the parent always rely on. Then that kid see it as if they can't never do nothing. But the other kid see it as mama always calling you to do stuff. She don't trust us. She don't do this. So it's your perspective. Okay. What you see, like my dad was very abusive to my mom. My mom had me at 14. We are 14 years apart. But the view that my mom gave me was that I was worthy, that I was enough. So she spoke she didn't say don't be like your dad or don't be like me, because when you do that, what out did you give them? Right? So who do I be like? Because this is all I see. So what am I supposed? Because if you don't show me nothing else, I'm gonna manifest what I see. So what is it that I see? So the memories I have of my mom is her always providing. I say this all the time. My mom survived so I could live. So both of us can be in the jungle, right? Somebody could be in the jungle and it could be paradise, right? Somebody else could be in the jungle and they like fighting for their life. It's all in how you see it. and how you perceive it. And as verbiage, how did they say, oh, you act just like your daddy, you act just like your daddy? Well, the boy ain't never met his daddy. So you're now teaching him to be like his daddy. And that's the only time you pay attention to him, is when he act up, when he's negative. So guess what he's gonna do to get your attention? Be just like his daddy.
Yeah. So we have some comments. I wanted to elaborate off this one that Rhonda said, but we got a lot of other comments. She said, or going through something. So I will come back to that. Odessa says, real talk. And then Amanda says, everyone has went through something. It's how we overcome and heal from it and not stay stuck in the past thoughts. Ms. Belinda says, it's the power of prayers, and I'm a strong Black woman with prayer. Amanda, I think this question might have been for you, Letitia. She says, what are traditions though? And then Stacy says, just like when we all were coming up, we all were told what goes on in the house stays in the house, and don't tell me how to raise my kids. These are my kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a lot. That said a lot.
Yeah.
Antoinette Hubbard, yes, Belinda, that is true. Odessa says, the gentleman was so real and transparent, most women won't share what he shared.
I like what he shared. I'm like, yeah. I like what he shared. The lady, I think her name's Belinda, the one that was talking about the power of prayer. There's people praying right now and they still in traumatic situations. There is action that has to be with that. Like, you have to actively believe. There are people who are praying right now that are in abusive relationships. Is God not listening? What's happening? It's beyond just that. My mama,
you can pray, but you can't expect him to hold your hand.
I always say, God will open doors, but you still got to walk through them.
Yeah,
you got to walk through them. Now,
you can't just pray and go lay down and say, when I wake up tomorrow, God can change everything. No, you have to do your part as well.
Yep, you 100% right. Like, you can have a prayer life. There are people in abusive situations right now with an amazing prayer life. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Now, I do pray to keep my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, Father, listen. And he does it because I'm actively acknowledging that my mouth can be reckless sometimes. So, but I'm not going to go put myself in the fire to where I can't control how my reactions or my responses are. Because the only thing he'll do is what you can't. He said, now when the enemy comes in like a flood, that means that thing's about to overtake you. Then I will lift up a standard against them. A standard is only a reminder of the task and the wars that he had already won on your behalf. So he says, when it's like a flood, when that thing overtakes you. But there are some things that, listen, if your man busting you in the face, what prayer do you need? You just need to leave, right? But that's hard if he got your mind. Because once he got your mind, that's what you got to work on. So I like that the prayer, like, I love what she said, but you have to expound on that because it's beyond just praying about a thing. What are you doing? Because faith, which is action, without works, is dead.
It's dead. Amen. I like that.
And you might be praying for him to get corrected. Like, you know, you might be praying for that particular situation to change, and the Father may be telling you to leave.
Like, I already don't let them go down there.
Yeah, because you can't change nobody. You know, they have to want to change on their own.
Amen.
Yeah. So to go back to Rhonda saying, you know, a person going through something, that was another thing that I wanted to speak on, is when you don't hear from somebody or you're reaching out to somebody and maybe they're not responding back, let's not assume they're being funny. People go through things. You know what I'm saying? Try to communicate. Even if they're not responding, give it some time. Try to reach back out to them. Let them know your kind words. I'm here. I don't know what's going on, but if you need to talk, if you need anything, just let me know. Now, if some days go by, then I start reaching out to family, making sure everything is okay. But let's not just say, oh, she acting funny, F her, this and that, because people go through things, and a lot of times people don't know if they can actually come and talk to somebody, ask for help. Some people don't know how. You know what I'm saying? So let's not assume that every time somebody is cut off communication, it's because they're acting funny. I have a comment here. from Stacy. If you're in an abusive relationship and you keep taking it, but pray, the Lord showed you a way out long time ago. But some people keep ignoring that prayer, and that is true. And that is what we were just discussing.
That's true. That ain't nothing that need to be said. Like, that's true. Like,
And let me say this real quick. Y'all stop picking these damn men that will pick up a fucking gun, because at the end of the goddamn day, he probably gonna put his hands on you, but he ain't gonna touch no nigga in the street. So what's the purpose of dealing with that?
but you know what it is though? Dysfunction attracts dysfunction. So if
That's
all
true.
I ever know is my daddy cussing my mama out and my mama cussing my daddy out and my daddy hitting my mama, but my mama forgiving my daddy, then that's what I'm attracted to. That's all I know.
Hey, well, you better change your attraction.
But that's hard. Like, that's what I'm saying, like mindset. Like, my mom stayed with my dad. Why did she stay so long? But then when I heard the story of how my grandmother finally had left her first husband, but he was kind of kooky, then I listened to my aunts them tell their stories. They didn't know how to free themselves. They didn't know how to leave, because my daddy was very charismatic. Like, my daddy had friends. The police would show up at the house, would not arrest him. Okay, I don't know what he said when he was outside, but he was cool with them. He fixed their cars. Yet my mom's in the side at a house bleeding. You get what I'm saying? But when she finally got the courage to leave, when she finally was like, "That's it. Now we had to trick him. We had to trick him real good, and we couldn't let him know we was leaving like we were leaving." In the end, he did end up entering my mom after she left, but we were free. But even after that, my mom still mentally was in prison. And it took years for her to get free from the manipulation. So most abuse don't start off with somebody just punching you on the ground.
Yeah.
It starts verbally. It starts with them saying something to see how far they can go to get away with it. And then it's not like, oh, a phone out flight. They might just be one little hit and be like, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. He meant to do it. He just want to see what you're going to do about it. And then that's how it grows. It's a mental state. And I know sometimes people think it's easier to walk away and it's easier just to leave. But after they don't hook you mentally, see, a man that's abusive don't want your heart. He wants your mind.
Yeah.
If he got your mind, your heart can be telling you, I deserve way better than this. But he got your mind. And your mind is saying, well, if I go, who gonna want me? Because that's what he said, ain't nobody gonna want you. And if I do this, he gonna kill me. And he done told me he gonna kill me. And then if I do this, like, how I'm gonna do this and where I'm gonna go, and I don't have a job. Because think about it, they strip everything from you to keep you. So that's like a whole, it's easier to say leave.
Yeah, it's a lot that comes with domestic abuse. It's a lot that
it's
comes
a
with
lot.
it. And this is
Not
why I
just
say when women are in that situation, you should not be so quick to judge them and say, oh, why is she still with him? She's stupid. Why can't she just leave him? You don't know the circumstances. There's also a thing called financial abuse. If that man is the provider and you have no other support system, then you feel like you have nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So we just need this. This is what I mean about understanding, getting to know a person, understanding other people's situations and not being so quick to judge. So Belinda says, I see what you're saying, Coach. They will learn how to say enough is enough and learn how to walk away.
Yeah, you learn how to do it. When you, this one thing that I keep going back to what Boom said, which was, if you understand your worth and what you have to offer to yourself first, when you learn how to love on you first, when you learn the power that you have as a woman to stand in the mirror, that's why affirmations are so important. I am somebody. Like, I can, I will, and it's already done. I don't care what they said. It's what I say that I need to take root in me. And then you get around other people. What does the Bible say? One plant, one water, and God give the increase. That's what the Bible say. So if somebody plants some good seed in you, you know what I'm saying? Your soil good, you're valuable, and they drop that good seed in you. And then one sister come along and she sprinkles some water on that thing. And then another sister come along and she sprinkles some water on that thing. Before you know it, you got a little bud. And you're feeling good about yourself because words have power. We give them life. I physically may not be able to take you out that situation because I don't know how deep you in it, but I know how to help you dig. I know how to make sure that you can breathe. I may not have the strength because I may be going through something myself to reach down and get you. I can't pull 2 dead weights, but I know how to maneuver that thing to give you the tools that help you come out, to help you climb out, because we all have something valuable for each other, right? And so once you realize that, you know what, I might don't know how to dig, but I got this rope, sis. I got this rope for you, so I'm gonna throw this rope. And then the other girl might say, you know what, I ain't got no rope, but I got some gloves, so you don't have to hurt yourself as you come up. Now, when you coming up, you thinking it's just that one sister holding that rope, but come to find out it's a whole line of sisters holding that rope, pulling you up. And it may hurt, it's scary, because you may not see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you know it's coming because I hear your voice. I hear somebody telling me I'm worthy. I hear somebody telling me that I'm more than enough. I hear somebody telling me I'm valuable. I hear somebody telling me I'm a good mother or I'm a good wife. And that's what I keep hearing. And then after a while, I start to say it because I start to believe it, that I am worthy. And before you know it, you out that same hole that you was talking about earlier that you dug, that you don't even know how you got in the hole. Sometimes injury put you in the hole. You weren't even trying to get there. Trauma put you in the hole. I can't see what Amanda said.
Okay, she says, I don't know how spiritual you guys are, but we picked our situation of life to elevate our calling on this earth. We could host to go through what we go through so that our spirit can grow to the next dimension.
Okay, I get that. If we're talking about heaven or hell or wherever the next level of life is, I get that as far as like learning now to be ready for the next, I guess. So then when you get ready for the next, I guess you got to learn that to be ready for the next. I don't know when it stops, but I get that.
All right. And so Ms.Londa says, love them, but learn to leave them with no regret. Okay. Stacy says, some people who are in bad relationships may not be physically abusive, but you are just not happy. Example, he leaves, but you let him come back. He leaves and you let him come back. Again, realize that. That was God making him leave, but you kept letting him come back. So each time you let him come back, when God kept making him leave, you keep getting your feelings hurt over and over. That's on you because you should have let him stay away the way God kept making him leave.
It goes back to mindset though. Like it goes back to mindset, and it's easy if I'm not the one in it to tell somebody how they should do it. That's the easiest thing.
Yeah, because you don't know what making that person continuously to take this person back. You know what I'm saying?
And they probably enabling each other. Like I agree. Now, if y'all gonna keep playing this cycle and the God don't free you now, don't keep going back to it. So then you have to ask yourself, why do you keep going back to that dysfunctional behavior? And why does he keep coming back to the dysfunctional behavior? Because it works both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you
go.
Go
ahead.
Okay, it's just another comment. I was always taught by my grandma that a woman is only supposed to have a plan B. Always have a backup plan because everything is not always going to be the same. Save money, have a separate bank account. So we need to leave you. You got that money put up.
Amanda.
Yeah,
so you are
gonna be mad at me because I ain't got no plan B. My husband is my plan. I'm invested in that.
I was about to say you already ready to go, man.
Yeah. Amanda say what you not gonna do is leave me stuck.
Right, you ain't trying to do it. I don't give a damn how much you love each other. Hey man, but look, I definitely understand the separate bank account situations, but we talking about marriage, then I don't know about a separate bank account. You know what I'm saying? Because we married and we won. But as far as like, you know, as far as you dealing with somebody and y'all dealing with each other, I'm pretty sure y'all should have separate bank accounts anyways. I mean, if we go into the Bible, I'm not too spiritual, but I do be reading the Bible, whatever. We're going to the Bible. We ain't supposed to shake together until we married anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to get to know each other. All of a sudden, we live with each other and I find out that you snore. Now the whole relationship is fucked up. Or you find out I snore. You know what I'm saying? Now the whole relationship is fucked up. So, yeah, you definitely got to have some type of separation, but I don't know about the bank account, man.
I get it, Amanda. I had my own account until I said I do. And when I took his last name, that means everything became one. But even then, it's a learning process. I trust my husband because I trust myself. And I can't change how he's going to react. But what I see the future, I see us together. I see us building together. I see us being molded together. So I don't have a plan B. And the plan B I do have is going to include him. You know, like, but I get it. I get it because my plan B is I'm not going to drown. Like if he decide to walk away, it's going to hurt, but I'm not going to die from it because of the strength that I have. So I get what she's saying.
But, yeah, I get what she's saying. See, Amanda on the road here, so she said, my ex is gonna have a motherfucking extra bank account because they don't stay the same.
Oh, Amanda is not playing, Amanda.
Now listen, Amanda, let me hit you though. Okay, I know we on the women right now, Miss Amanda. But listen, let's just keep it all the way real. Like, okay, us men sometimes we do some weird shit. We might sneak off and do something where you cheat or something. You know, I ain't really a cheater myself. Now, if I'm single, I'll be on what I'm on. But if I'm with somebody, I ain't a cheater. But if a dude do sneak off, you know what I'm saying? We fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't fuck up. Y'all intentionally fuck up. Y'all fuck ups is totally different. And it's intentional. And so when you say they don't stay the same, man, listen, I'd have been told to my face, like, I love you. Wouldn't it be a whole nother story come to find out, you know? And the way that the woman play her hand, like I said, she got the power because a nigga could just be taking care of you fully. And everybody gonna look at her crazy because she done fucked up. But she probably done fucked up and got with somebody even better than what position you had her in. Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody like, how you fuck that up? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you talk about having the opposite bank account. I think the men might want to have an opposite bank account because y'all got choices. Y'all can choose and pick what y'all want to do. You feel me? I mean, the power. Now, if y'all just giving it up, that's because y'all want to. Honestly, let some men try and take it or whatever. But for the most part, though, we out here like, damn, man, I got to find somebody to talk to. Hope she interested in me, la, la, la. Y'all walk outside, all you get is, hey, beep, 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 hung. This is daily. Like, ugly, beautiful, it doesn't matter. It's daily for y'all. Like, it's somebody trying to get y'all. We out here like, oh, we might get our one day. You see no girl, she was hollering at me, she was on me, bro. It might happen once or twice every 2 months, nigga. But most of the time we out here searching, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, every day. As soon as you sit out, so I'm just saying, I don't know, I might want to have a separate bank account.
She says, what I'm trying to say is, he didn't already figure it out, right? What y'all doing, and she's already mentally checked out, and she's trying to figure out when she's gonna be that great escape.
I get it.
Okay. So she's setting herself up to get up out of there because she see the relationship messed up already. I'm guessing that's what she's saying.
And
yeah,
Ms.
like she knows.
High-fived her and said, "You all right, Amanda? Separate bank account."
Lord. So, like, all these comments, what do we need to do, I guess? What do you see yourself doing to uplift another sister? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm quite sure, even in the comments, even as we speak, it's women right now that come to mind. That's like, man, I really should assist her. Or, man, I really should try to figure out where she's at. Or I really should try to help her. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I like the idea that this month, you know, they say it's Women's Month and all this other kind of stuff. So even with the podcast, like, what are we going to do for that? You know, like, I wasn't even thinking, because we could have put some 800 numbers up for domestic violence. We could have, you know, some boutiques or some shelters or different places for women, or even coaching, other coaches that's their particular, like, that's what they're specific in, that's what they do, to give them an outlet, or even just like mental health, you know, to uplift women, to just know that you're worth it. But the first person that has to believe that you're worth it is you.
Yeah.
Because I can believe it for you, and Ms.Londa can believe it for you, and Boom can believe it for you. But until you believe it for you, it's just all sitting there.
And not just, I wouldn't say just domestic violence numbers and stuff like that, because they do need those, but shit, we call it 911 if that's the case. But
there's domestic, there's mental health, there's
now we need somebody to talk to, but I think that we need to do more of for the women. It's like and not just this month. I mean, because just like Black History, anything else, we just need to start like pushing more of the people or the women that actually stood up. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can have some women to look up to, like be like this person. I mean, like there are people to look up to, but they just not being pushed in the air like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the people, first Black girl to go to school, first Black girl to invent the brush. So, you know, we already know y'all inventors. You know what I'm saying? We already know y'all got vision. We know that y'all are smart and creative. So, you know what I'm saying? At this point, it's like now, what are you being used for? You know what I'm saying? Because like I talked to Ms.Londa the other day, if you can't be used, you're useless, right? But what are you being used for? Like, so am I just using you because you look good? Can you cook? Can you clean? And that's still not the major thing, because you need to cook and clean for yourself, not just for another man or for your kids, but just for yourself alone. So that's not like a statistic that you should go off of. It should be more of what can you actually do for yourself that you can present to the people and make something off of. And just be creative for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not just sliding down the pole, because anybody can slide down the pole, but what can you really, really do? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then push that shit. That's all I'm saying, because y'all creative as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Without y'all, we would still be walking around nappy headed. Like, come on, man. Let's just be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Without y'all, I mean, like, you know, we got Black women going into space. We got Black women doing all kinds of stuff, man. From the first day of schools to the all of it. Like, the first Black person to go to an all white school was a woman. Like, come on, man. Like, what was her name? I think Ruby Bridges or something like that.
Yeah, her name was Ruby Bridges.
And had to deal with all kinds of shit while she was there. I'm pretty sure, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, so we know y'all strong. We know y'all creative. All y'all got to do is form a unity.
And that's what I was talking to Letitia before this show started. If we women was to pull together, we would be such a powerful force. You guys just don't understand what we got going on here. Okay, so Amanda says, uplift women and actually generally mean it from the heart. Yes, because it's all about that one word that can change somebody's entire day. Because there's a lot of women out here that are envious, jealous for no reason, and don't know how they make their life so great or something, but don't even know the struggle. And maybe have people sit down and talk to you, know you will hear my story and not judge. That's what I was saying earlier about getting to know and understanding before you just is so quick to judge and be envious. There's a lot of women out here that think that they're power, but when you get older, like that shit gonna be in a nursing home. How are you mentally? Like what you can speak, right? You can't just have a dripping pussy. This preachers don't care.
Hey, Amanda, to preach up on that a little bit, man, as far as the wetness part of it, as long as y'all eat right.
You right, Amanda.
As long as y'all eat right, don't eat up a whole bunch of cornbread to dry yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Keep the fruits in your system. You will stay. I'm trying to be professional and a man, not trying to be crazy. But I think you understand what I'm saying. You'll be good when you get older, as long as you eat the right fruits and stuff. But no, I would say this, like I was saying earlier. Yes, I think it is power, because again, if y'all locked it up, we would be out here going crazy. But if we had a reason to be able to get it, more or less, I'm not fucking with you because you don't take care of your kids. Niggas will take care of their kids. I'm not fucking with you because you're not doing for your grandma. Niggas do for, so I don't care if he out here robbing, stealing, working, whatever he's doing, he gonna make sure he do it for his family. And then that will give him a better chance to pick a woman, because now these women are like, okay, that's the type of man I want. Even if he gonna do some bullshit, he doing it for a reason. He doing it because he don't got no choice. But he not just out here doing it because he a dumbass, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's where the power comes from. Y'all lock it up, boom, we gonna start doing what we got to do to get it. Like, because we put here to reproduce. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know everybody say it ain't all about sex, but let's just be real. Like, everything, all type of bacteria, everything multiplies. Even this fucking COVID that's going around, it's having babies. We got Delta, we got the Omicron. Like, everybody is here to reproduce. You know what I'm saying? So we know what we need, we know what we want, but what do we need to do to get it? And I think that that's what the women can put into place, as far as us not just being able to give $30-$40 for a fun night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all worth more than that, man. That's all I get stuff. Y'all worth more than that.
I want to go to your example when you was like, she can't drip off the pole and then like just be swinging on the pole. So how I see it is, let's say you are a stripper, right? But you're the one that make up all the dances for yourself and for other people. What I see you as is a choreographer, right? So now you could go ahead and figure out how to get studio time. See, your situation could just literally be temporary. You say, this is what I do. Well, how about this? You the one that's sewing all the outfits for them, right? So at this point, you're a seamstress. So now we're gonna, because you know how to take it and tailor it and make sure it fit like it's supposed to, and it's the cup size and it's this. So you don't have to stay in that place. Like somebody took strippers and realized these jokers is strong. And it's a whole class you could take, a whole exercise class to learn how to hold your body on this pole. And I'm here to tell you, it's not easy because I took the class and I was like, this is not for me. Like drug dealers, I tell them all the time, okay, you let somebody tell you that school not for you, but you out here running a whole business. You can hold something in your hand and tell me if it's off. Well, first of all, I don't know if it's off. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know if it's 10, if it's 20. So clearly you understand math. And then you in the kitchen making sure this stuff all right, like it needs to be. That sounds like a scientist to me. But it's all in how you see it. It's all in how you perceive it. So if you got one that sells drugs, or I call them illegal pharmaceutical workers, then don't dismiss him going to school. You need him to go to school. You need him to understand them numbers. And if she happened to be the one that's stripping because she don't have no choice, but she choreographing the dances, she putting the dances together, that's a choreographer.
Amen.
So make it
called turning those negatives into positives.
That's what you do. That's what you do. Like, don't just let it sit there because that's what she at. That's what she doing. No, sis, you a choreographer. I don't care where you put your dance routines at, baby. You a choreographer because them little girls that's on Bring It, if they were grown women, that stuff you do in a club somewhere. That's not how little children supposed to be dancing. But nonetheless, she choreographed that stuff and we all be watching all the time and be clapping and like, oh my God. But yet, a stripper could take that same routine and put it in the club. And she getting a change, she getting a little money. When you learn how to use what you have, it profits you. Your gift may be dancing. It just happened to go another way. That don't make it wrong. You don't learn the ins and outs of a strip club, open your own gentleman's club, right? It's still the same thing, but somebody said we're going to call it a gentleman's club because that make it sound better than strip club, right? And so we're going to charge a little bit extra because you can't do anything in this
club. Upscale now, right?
Yeah, because now we're going to scale it up. But so, yes, sis, you strip, that's fine. Sound like a choreographer to me. Like, take whatever that negative thing is, and baby, you can flip that thing.
Right, build on it. I mean, even if you make like 20,000-30,000, now you can take that 20,000-30,000, put it towards your actual dream. Since you made off stripping, but you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do something, do it to the max so you can get what you can get out of it. I had a person get mad at me because they wanted to do a nursing job, right? We were short on money. We were short on a little bit of money. They wanted to be a nurse or whatever. They had their nursing license was $70. And we was like I said, we just moved somewhere. We were short on money. And I was just like, well, shit, like, you know, my money, my little job money going towards the bills. All you got to do is go to Burger King, work there for 3 weeks. You're going to get a check and a half. That's going to pay for your little nursing license. I ain't working at no Burger King. You never catch me. I'm like, bro, you're not about to do that as a career, man. Just get the little money, you know what I'm saying, to do this. Or just wait. I don't know how you, or just wait till we figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But I just think like
CNAs, oh my God, I ain't trying to cut you off, but it hit me. Like a CNA. Like if you got your CNA,
that's what you wanted to be.
Now, you can go to ACA. Well, in the state of Florida, it's called ACA. You can go to ACA on their website and say you want to open up your own agency, right? And for it used to be $75. That's all it costs for you to have your own agency, meaning now you hire and fire CNAs that you want to go work in nursing homes maybe, or this, or different little places like that. It's ways to do it. Like, you don't have to be an LPN to have this position. You don't have to be an RPN to have this position, but you a CNA. The reason you want to be a CNA is because it gives you a little bit more authority and you can go in and, you know, tell them how you want to do stuff. So it's like you saying, if I got to go to Burger King to do what I got to do, for a little bit to get where I gotta be, then change your perspective. Just say Burger King is a stepping stone. That's it. I don't do stumbling blocks. I do stepping stones.
That's
This is
it.
my stepping stone.
That's it.
All
What
right.
Amanda
So
said.
Amanda got a lot to say tonight, honey. Say, okay, but mentally, how can you see somebody? Because I'm all about you filling my mind because I know everything that the state is saying. We're often to get all my titties gonna drop one day to use my French, but what can you teach me mentally so I can grow wiser mentally and wise? She also
Okay.
says how they got the lock it up. Oh, hey, they gotta lock it up even on Amazon. I don't know where you throw away that made people should know how to keep their legs closed because sexual demons are real. Hey, can I be a stripper? But I'm coming. If I were to be a choreographer and dancer, I'm coming with this girl. I'm coming with a Clorox wipe, squirt what I know from the strip club, where I wouldn't get in with W-2s to something else that can possibly elevate me into another level, but I'm still coming with the garage because he got it, you know. Okay, Amanda. She in her last comment said, "Where are they bringing that Clorox?" Okay, Amanda. All right. So Miss Belinda says we had separate bank accounts and it worked out great because I was a saver, he was a spender, and we had everything we needed and been together for over 40 years. And he paid bills like I did. Been together since I was 10. He can rest in peace.
Wow.
Rest in peace to your husband.
Amanda, girl, no. I'm not a stripper like I'm on my tech talk.
Oh,
Nah, I mean, yeah, you're right, wisely, but I mean, most of the time you want to grow with somebody who y'all gonna be learning together because you can't teach nobody wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a well-known fact that a wise person knows that a wise person knows nothing. The only reason why you wise is because you're willing to learn every day. Like you're willing to learn from anybody and everybody. So even when I'm 70, I shouldn't have no problem talking to a 15-year-old because 9 times out of 10, they gonna know how to use the phone or the computer better than me. So because I'm older than them, am I not supposed to listen to them? You know what I'm saying? So you in order to continue being wise and to keep on moving, you gotta have an open ear. You gotta be able to listen to somebody. And that goes back to the constructive criticism. Because if you don't listen to nobody, you think you know everything. When somebody who actually knows the answer tries to tell you, but you're not trying to hear it because you know everything, then you're still not gonna become wise because you already know everything, which makes you not wise. You know, so you gotta have an open ear, man, and just listen to anybody. And it doesn't mean that you have to believe them. But if somebody tells me something and then I can go look it up on the internet or in the library or something like that and find out that it is some actual truth. They might not even give you the whole everything. They might just point you in a direction for you to go actually see the rest of it. But the whole thing is you willing to learn that. You feel me? And then when you go look at what they're talking about because you actually listen, now you become wiser because you're learning more on what they were talking about. You might not even learn from them the full 100%, but they gave you the little push. So we got to hear what everybody talking about, boom, and then we can become wiser off of that. Because then I can say, no, you're wrong. This is the fact. Or I can say, yeah, you're right. I thought wrongly, but at least we know. So that's
You
the way you
learn
get wise.
something new every day, and you learn
Every
something from
day.
different
And if you
people
don't
every
learn
day.
something new every day, it is definitely something wrong with you. You at least got to learn one thing new, at least one thing new, at least.
that's true. That's
It don't even got to be major. It ain't got to be no science project or nothing. Just something. I ain't know oranges peeled on their own. Some weird shit. I don't know. Just learn something, man. Just learn something, man.
We're going to take this last comment from Amanda, 7:04. We're going to end after this. So Amanda says, it's this day and age. People need to stop jumping into relationships. I'm 34 years old, and I'm not going to jump in a relationship. You want to play house and all that stuff. It's a vibe. Does not match. Why are we staying into in any relationship? Because you cannot face something that doesn't want to stay. And that's when people do stay over time in a relationship that was not for them.
So okay, I kind of understand what she's saying, but there are also things that take work. Like me and my husband got married, I think in 2010, right? The girlfriend me and the baby mama me was not the wife me, right? So everybody has this perception of what they think a spouse should look like. But where we mess up at is once you become somebody's spouse, you remove the friendship off the table, right? You think he's supposed to act a certain way because he's a husband, and she's supposed to act a certain way because she's a wife. But nobody had a conversation. Nobody decided, what do you want your relationship to look like? I don't want to mimic my relationship off of something I seen on social media, because that's just pictures. That's just 15 seconds of somebody's interpretation of their relationship. And so it's like, what do you want your relationship to look like? What is it that you're seeking after? What is it that you want? Because if I don't love me first, when I get in this relationship, we both gonna be jacked up, because he's trying to love me where I'm at, and I don't even know me to love me. So now we bumping heads because he trying to love me, but that ain't even the real me that I'm showing. And when you learn, when you get in a relationship, that you change, your skin changes. Like, I think you lose your skin every so many months. So in a relationship, that's how you got to look at it. The husband that I got in 2010 is not the husband now. He's aged. He's become wiser. He's become stronger. Even though when I look at him, I still see him like when I first met him. But when I look at him, even seeing him when I first met him, and I look at him now, I appreciate his growth, because I had to grow. So the question is, the relationship not going to come ready-made. You got to put some work in it, because you got to establish the husband that you want. You have to establish the wife that you want to be. And that changes over time. Like in the beginning, he might have wanted to see you in thongs all the time. And then after a while, he just like boy shorts. And then after a while, none of that don't make no goddamn difference, because you still going to do what you're going to do regardless of what you got on. But it takes growth. What do you see in a relationship? What are you trying to get? The true thing is, until you learn how to love yourself, it don't matter how many relationships you get in, they will not succeed unless you got that chosen one and y'all gonna work this thing out together. Then y'all gonna be bumping heads. It don't mean hitting each other. It means communicating. But the one person you have to communicate with above everybody is yourself. Because if you don't have a communication or relationship with yourself, that's how people come in and tell you who to be, who you ought to be, because you don't really know the real you.
And I just say, as far as what she said, I think that we just more have when we in a relationship, we start digging a little bit too deep into the relationship. So we was like in love at first sight. We thought we liked each other.
Lust at first sight.
Lust at first sight. We thought we liked each other. You know, we didn't got a place together. We didn't got a car together. We ain't married, but we didn't did all these things together. And then come to find out, I don't know. Again, you snore or I snore.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I didn't know you did this. I didn't know you did that. You know what I'm saying? But now we so much deep into the payments. I'm the co-signed your car. You the co-signed mine. You know what I'm saying? We head the household lease. You know, your bills is all in the electric in your name, whatever, however it's all working, you know what I'm saying? But we don't even like each other, but we just set up this whole thing. So now we got to figure out how to get this out. So first I got to come to you like, hey, man, okay, so how you going to get me off this lease? And how I'm going to get you off the electric? And how we going to get me off this car? And how I'm going to get you off of this? And I think a lot of times people be like, you know what? We did this. Let's try and make it work. Let's try and make it work. Let's try and make it work. That's what it's so if we don't do all those things in the beginning, yeah, we can go out on a date. Yeah, we can have our Netflix and chill, whatever that is night. We can do whatever under the sun, except elope, unless we go, you know what I'm saying, or shack. Like we can't do those two things until we actually know. You know what I'm saying? And then if a baby come into this world between what we've been doing, even if we're not gonna be together, we should have like some type of mutual understanding for this baby, because we still shouldn't be in the same house and we're not gonna be together. And you shouldn't have to be with your baby mother or baby father in order to raise the kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, we just put ourselves in these positions where we dig too much, And now we got to figure out how to crawl out of this situation. Both of us. You crawling up one wall, I'm crawling up the other wall. But we supposed to be helping each other because we dug ourselves in it. But we don't even like each other, so we don't even want to help each other. Can't wait to get away from you. Can't wait to get away from you. But we still here. You pay the electric bill? Did you pay the rent? Like, you know what I'm saying? We still here though. So it's like it's hard. You don't put yourself in that position, man. That's all I can say as far as
Stop
that.
moving so fast, get to know each other. You don't got to move in with each other. Y'all can still love each other, go home, go separate. Just take that time and date.
Man, look, real quick, Ms.Londa, sorry to cut you off, but have y'all ever seen like the females post the pictures of the guys, but they don't post the whole face? Like they just post maybe the body, the arms or something like that, and they just be like, yeah, I ain't gonna show y'all because I don't want y'all to know who my dude is. But then 3 weeks later, you know what I'm saying, they showing the dude, and then like 2 weeks later, they so happy to be single. They like, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Like y'all are sitting here, we are sitting here trying to be together instantly. First 3 days, and it's like, oh, this is who I'm with. I don't want nobody looking and talking. I don't want to lose you, la, la, la. And then 3 months, it's like, I don't even want you. But now we got the electric bill together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. Just take the time, bro. Just take the time. All men and women, just take the time, bro. Just take the time.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
And if they can't wait, whatever. Like, you ain't gonna have to do whatever. Y'all don't have to.
If they can't wait, then the question is, why are you rushing? Now that becomes the question.
Yeah.
So she says everybody comes into your life for a reason. You're supposed to learn a lesson from that person. Everybody is in your life for a life season. For a reason, same people say, some people don't, but everything is a lesson. You learn a lesson from everybody. I think it kind of was the same thing.
I guess she doing a text to talk. That's what she was saying.
Oh, okay.
She should have been on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, her verbiage sound funny because like she's showing up on my end on the phone I got, and it's like, what is she saying? And then when I went back up, she's texting the talk. So yeah, it's probably saying all kind of stuff.
If you cannot find a way to communicate with your other spouse, you're not supposed to be in that relationship. You guys don't click. She also says,
I still get butterflies, and I've been with my husband for a long time, and I still get butterflies, especially on date night. Yeah.
And then he went to see you in life alert campers.
Well, by then we done did everything under the sun, man. We ain't even doing that no more. We watching, we riding, we ain't even doing that no more. We too old for that now. We should be watching Matlock or something. I don't know. We too old for that.
Not Matlock. All right. So I want to end it with saying, let's us women start sticking together, supporting each other, not just for the month of March. This needs to be an ongoing thing that we need to do and create a village between us women. I thank you all for joining in on discussion. Thank you, Letitia, for joining us as always. Thank you, Boom. Everybody who joined in and shared their opinions in the comments, thank you for tuning in and joining in. You all have a good night. It was a delight. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.